The question of who the real villains are in Avatar cannot be answered by simply pointing at humans with guns and machines. Because villainy in this story is not born from evil intent alone, but from desperation, fear, and a collapsing civilization. Humans arrive on Pandora not as conquerors seeking pleasure, but as survivors fleeing a dying Earth, stripped of resources, poisoned skies, and broken ecosystems caused by centuries of unchecked industrial growth. From their perspective, Pandora represents hope, salvation, and survival. A world rich in unobtainium that could sustain billions of lives back home. This does not excuse their actions, but it reframes them, because the humans of Avatar are not driven by hatred toward the Na'vi, but by necessity shaped through failure. Corporations like the RDA do not see Pandora as a living world, because humanity has lost the ability to recognize living systems as sacred, viewing nature only as material to be used. Soldiers such as Colonel Quaritch are not monsters by birth, but products of a culture that rewards domination, obedience, and force as solutions to every problem. For Quaritch, Pandora is a battlefield, not because he enjoys destruction, but because that is the only language he understands to maintain order and protect his people. This mindset reflects humanity's long history of solving problems through violence when diplomacy feels slow or uncertain. Even scientists working on Pandora compromise their morals, balancing discovery with obedience to corporate funding. In this way, the human presence on Pandora becomes a mirror, reflecting what humanity has become rather than what it wishes to be. The tragedy of Avatar is not that humans attack Pandora, but that they arrive already broken, carrying the consequences of Earth's collapse into a world that still lives in balance. This makes the humans less traditional villains and more agents of a system built on survival through exploitation, raising the uncomfortable question of whether their actions are driven by cruelty or by the inevitable outcome of a civilization that failed to change before it was too late. While humans bring destruction to Pandora, labeling them as pure villains ignores the deeper conflict at the heart of Avatar, which is the clash between two incompatible ways of survival. The Na'vi live within a closed system where balance ensures continuity, while humans come from an open system that consumes endlessly to sustain growth. To humans, stopping means extinction. To the Na'vi, taking too much guarantees collapse. This philosophical divide makes peaceful coexistence nearly impossible once large-scale extraction begins. Even when humans attempt diplomacy, it is undermined by urgency, corporate deadlines, and fear of failure, because compromise cannot satisfy a system built on constant demand. The Na'vi are not innocent victims without flaw. Their resistance is fierce, deadly, and absolute, driven by survival just as much as human aggression. When they fight, they do so knowing it will result in loss on both sides, yet choosing extinction is not an option. Eywa does not choose sides based on morality, but on balance, responding to human expansion as a threat similar to past extinction events stored in Pandora's memory. This response is automatic, not emotional, meaning humans are opposed not because they are evil, but because their presence disrupts the system beyond recovery. In this context, villainy becomes subjective, shaped by perspective rather than intent. Humans see themselves as saviors of their species, while the Na'vi see humans as a disease attacking a living body. Neither view is born from malice, but both are incompatible. Avatar forces the audience to confront an uncomfortable truth. When survival systems collide, morality becomes blurred, and destruction becomes inevitable, not because anyone desires it, but because neither side can exist without threatening the other. In the end, Avatar suggests that the true villain is not humanity itself, but a system that prioritizes survival through consumption rather than adaptation. The humans of Pandora are trapped within structures that reward extraction, obedience, and short-term success, leaving little room for ethical alternatives. Those who attempt change are overruled, silenced, or removed, proving that the problem is systemic rather than individual. Jake's defection represents a rejection of that system, not of humanity, showing that transformation is possible but rare and costly. Avatar does not offer an easy solution or a perfect moral victory, because even when humans are defeated on Pandora, Earth remains broken, and humanity's struggle continues elsewhere. The Na'vi win their world back, but only through immense loss. Reinforcing that balance is preserved through sacrifice.
They do so knowing it will result in loss. Avatar does not offer an easy solution or a perfect moral victory, because even when humans are defeated on Pandora, Earth remains broken, but on balance, humanity's struggle continues responding elsewhere. To human expansion, the Na'vi win their world back, similar to past extinction events stored in Pandora's reinforcing memory. That balance. This response is automatic, not emotional. By framing humans as both villains and victims of necessity, not because they are evil, Avatar challenges the audience to question modern civilization beyond recovery, asking whether in progress without restraint, villainy inevitably creates enemies shaped out of by perspective we cannot afford to lose. Intent. The story warns that if humanity continues to treat life as resource, while the Na'vi rather than relationship, disease attacking, it will always become the villain in neither view is born from malice. Avatar is not a tale of good versus evil, but a cautionary reflection of what happens when survival is pursued without harmony. When survival systems reminding us that the most dangerous enemy is not hatred and destruction, that teaches us destruction is not because anyone desires it, but because neither side can exist without threatening the other.